He was raised as a prince in Pharaoh's palace. But deep inside, he was not Egyptian. This is the story of Moses, the man who would one day stand against the most powerful ruler on earth. Moses grew up as a prince in Pharaoh's palace. He wore fine clothes, ate rich food, and lived among gold and marble. But deep inside, he knew he was not Egyptian. He was Hebrew, one of the people suffering in slavery. One day, Moses saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave. Anger filled his heart. He struck the Egyptian and killed him. When Pharaoh heard of this, Moses fled into the desert. In the wilderness of Midian, Moses became a shepherd, gone were the days of luxury. With only a staff in his hand, he guided sheep under the burning sun. It was here, in the silence of the desert, that God prepared him for something greater. One day, near Mount Horeb, Moses saw a bush that burned with fire, yet was not consumed. As he drew closer, a voice called from the flames, "Moses, Moses," and trembling he answered, "Here I am." God said, "I have seen the suffering of my people in Egypt. Go, Moses, and lead them out of bondage." Moses was afraid, but God reassured him, "I will be with you." So Moses returned to Egypt and stood before Pharaoh. He declared, "Thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, let my people go." But Pharaoh refused, and his heart was hard. Then the plagues began. The Nile turned to blood. Frogs swarmed the land. Gnats and flies filled the air. The livestock of Egypt died. Boils broke out on the people. Hail and fire fell from the sky. Locusts devoured the crops, and darkness covered the land for 3 days. Still, Pharaoh would not listen. At last, God sent one final plague, the death of every firstborn in Egypt. But the Israelites, who marked their doors with the blood of a lamb, were spared. That night, a cry of sorrow rose across Egypt. Finally, Pharaoh, broken and grieving, called Moses. His voice was heavy with defeat. "Go, leave my people, take your flocks and your herds and be gone." And so, after 400 years of slavery, the children of Israel walked free. They carried with them the hope of freedom and the promise of a new land. Moses, once a prince, now stood as a prophet, the man chosen by God to lead his people out of bondage.